Good morning. I'm Gianni the Greek coming to you live straight from Las Vegas. It's Monday, July the 8th, and new week ahead as we close the first week of July. Now, very slow day as far as the betting syndicates are concerned. That's why this video is coming out a little bit later than usual. I said, let me hang out and see if more stuff comes in that I can share. I do have some actionable information for you. I even have 2 or 3 bets that I placed that I'm not able to release as premium plays. They're not in the Wager Talk system, so they are smaller tournaments in tennis. If you've been following our tennis, we've been on absolute fire, just destroying it. And hopefully France comes through in soccer and helps salvage some of Euro 2024 as well. Real quickly, let's get to results because I am real key on transparency, as you can tell. Not here to just promote short-term random hot streaks and attack you emotionally. No. I'm here to speak to you reasonably. And that's why I appreciate your time each and every day. And please go down there, smash that like button. It takes 2 seconds out of your day to show a little bit of appreciation for my time and effort. As again, I'm just trying to help, not asking for anything, not $1 of anyone's money, not asking anyone to buy a subscription or anything like that. I'm just giving a little bit of taste of what the Bet with Ace program is like for my subscribers who are with me long term. Those guys that have profited with me over the last 9 years, those guys that did increase starting bankroll by 80%. I need to be there for them week in and week out. And if you get a chance, make sure you check out the Steam Room that we just had on Saturday. That's where I went into detail about transparency, went into detail about my year-to-date results, which are negative. I went to in detail over my last 365 in detail, went over since starting at Wager Talk, went into how to deal with negative fluctuation, how we've been able to profit all those years and handle the negative runs that are definitely going to come even with your most profitable years. So if you get a chance, take a listen to that. We go over the blueprint. I answer a bunch of questions from subscribers about dealing with that current cold streak. So make sure you check that out. Again, we're coming off Sunday where tennis did good. Baseball did not. In fact, if you add up what we're down in baseball, that's pretty much what I'm down for the year. In fact, baseball and Euro 2024 combined, we're down more than we are for the year. Otherwise, I'd be ahead. So it's just 2 markets that are crushing us right now. Usually in soccer, these guys have destroyed it. Like I said, I don't handicap it myself. I move for groups that do. If you guys remember, World Cup 2020, we went 20-4. These guys gave out 24 bets, hit 20 of them. In 2022, same damage. And this Euro 24, just not there, just not hitting those bets we placed pre-tournament. We do have France pending at plus 450. I think we got like 13, 14 units in equity. So we could easily, bet a little on the other side and lock in a profit. So we'll be betting from a position of strength tomorrow for sure. Just going to figure out how much of that I am going to hedge if we do. With that said, let's get into some of today's action. Like I said, didn't have a lot. I only placed 3 premium plays so far, 2 baseball, 1 tennis. I do have 3 NBA Summer League plays for you. They're with some of the traders that we share information with. I have not gotten down. What I've noticed with these is when multiple groups hit the same play, it's done well. When it's different groups spreading all over the board, I have to be a lot more selective because they move the line so significantly. It's easy for them to manipulate the board and simply set themselves up for middles. We don't want to be on either end of a middle. We want to be on the legit moves. But here's what they are on. They're on 522 Philadelphia minus 5.5 and over 178 in that same game. Philly, Oklahoma City. So that's Philly minus 5.5 and over 178. And then they also took the Utah Jazz on the money line. Utah Jazz on the money line at minus 225. So follow, fade, ignore. I'm just sharing information with you. I also, as I said, have 2 tennis plays that I was not able to release to subscribers, but I did bet them as 3% plays for myself. The reason I didn't release for subscribers is it's not in the Wager Talk system. It's a smaller tennis tournament. In fact, it's in Bastad, Bastad, Bastad tournament. And we bet Veronica Erjavec, Erjavec. She is facing Rakhimova, and we took plus 140 on Veronica. And then in WTA, same tournament, Bastad, we took Anastasia Soboleva, Soboleva, minus 120 and minus 125 against Kawa Katarzyna. We are taking the Anastasia Soboleva side at minus 120 and minus 125. And finally, same tournament in Bastad, we are taking Sawam Gaev Manachaya. Yep, that's Sawam Gaev Manachaya plus 285 over Irina Maria. So that's plus 285 on Sawankao Manachawa. That's Manachaya. So that's 3% plays. I can't use them for subscribers again because they're not in the system. And by the time I'm able to send them to the admin, the girls over there at Wager Talk, so that they create the play, send out the play, the line's going to move. And sure, these guys crush these smaller tournaments, and I'd probably pick up a couple units. So that would be great for me as far as long-term results go. But the line would have moved significantly. My subscribers wouldn't have even been able to bet it. And if they did, they would have took a bad number. So I'd rather not do that. Again, I'm going to do this every day, long-term. I know what the end results are going to be. I don't need to steal unit here, unit there to make my record look better if my partners in this actually aren't able to profit. So that's what I got going today. Again, I did bet all three of those. So even though they won't be graded as premium plays, I definitely bet them as premium plays. Make sure you check that out. And like I always do, I do give one freebie. So let me see what freebie I'm going to give you guys. This is off my card. Do I go with? Let's see. All right, I'm going to give you Colorado. Let's go Colorado Rockies plus 150. Colorado Rockies plus 150, 3% play. Obviously, we don't bet 3% because our risk of ruin would be through the roof. Even with an edge, we would go broke. That's a mathematical certainty. We'll lose our bankroll 9 out of 10 times and get lucky and double it 1 out of 10 times. That's the math. That's if you have an edge. If you don't have an edge, it's not even going to be that good, which is that, more importantly, that bad. So we'll use Colorado as the free premium play off today's card. And more importantly, I gave you those 3 tennis as well. And I believe we started 2-0 this morning in tennis because my account's already up. And that's the only thing I had in there was tennis stuff. All right, let's get to some questions. Let's go. Mark Satharis, my man. Thank you, legend. Do these groups strictly avoid props and other less popular bets because the books hang bad lines? No recreational bettors will still bet them? Or does it have to do with lower limits and the headache of trying to get down? 100%. It's the headache of trying to get down. It's the lower limits, and you're going to get dropped. Because if they're shading the lines towards the public bias, that's what we want to take advantage of. Those are inefficient. Don't guarantee you're going to cash a ticket, but guarantee long-term you're going to turn a profit if you just keep repeating that, rinse and repeat. But the problem comes in, the limits are low. Some of these prop limits are like $200, $500. So I have to get down through 10 accounts at $500 just to get one of these props down for 5,000. Now, if these guys, I'm giving them 5 dimes, I got to get more for myself. The line's going to move significantly. And even at getting them 5 dimes, that's going to be very hard to do. The line's going to move, and their edge isn't even going to be that great. So for them, they're looking at it like even if they have a 5% edge over the hold, which they don't, but let's say they did on a $5,000 bet, to them, they're looking at it as what? $250. That's it. It's a $250 bet. That's what their EV is worth. So is doing all that homework, doing all that work worth it for $250? A lot of times it's not to these guys because of the amounts that they're used to getting down. So they would rather hold off, because also that's going to pull up red flags and sirens and put you in a position where the book will drop you. So that's why most times we avoid them. Even with accounts that I have and I get some good prop stuff that I know is winning stuff, I can't use it. I just can't use it, because if I do, I'm going to get dropped. It sucks to be in this position. It sucks. And I hope many of you get there, to be honest with you. You'll see. Once you become very profitable, the problem's not going to be finding more winning stuff. Once you have that pipeline, that's it. You have winning shit. It's getting that winning stuff down, getting it down at the right numbers, and then getting paid. Those are three big problems that you then have to face after learning how to win. So great question. And that's why we usually avoid those bets that have smaller limits. It's just, we don't look at it as if we bet a $1,000 bet that we're going to win 1,000. We look at it as if our edge is 3%, that's worth $30 to us. If our edge is 2%, it's worth $20 in EV. Is it worth doing all that work for $20, $30? Because when you're working with betting syndicates, they're talking EV. They're never saying they won 8,000, won 20,000. They're looking at it like, oh, that was an $800 win, $500 win, $2,000 win. That's off it's an $80,000 bet. So yeah, they just think differently. These guys think just like, look at a normal stock market investor or someone that day trades, says they day trade, and then look at someone that day trades for institutions. It's just two different people. I have had the privilege of sitting next to someone that trades for institutions, and they're just a different. It's not even close to what you see some normal people on, their trading platforms doing. Yeah, they're just looking at it differently. That's all. All right, Nathan Kellum, 6164. Love the show, Ace. Appreciate you and your time. Appreciate you. Do you play any other casinos games besides blackjack? No, I don't. I occasionally do. If I'm on a trip that's comped, I will. I'll give them some action elsewhere. Because then you look like you're gambling. That's the only time I'll give them some action. And that's for fun. I know I'm gambling. And I'll actually have my girl play some slots because that's what they love. You get more comps for slots than anything else. They comp slot players like your gold. And a little bit of craps. I like it. It's fun. I enjoy the fun at the table and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't like playing negative EV stuff. I just can't make myself do it. It's not enjoyable for me. So I just can't do it. But fortunately, my girl enjoys that stuff. So we're able to keep that comp game going on her side. All right. Mark Kessler, 3129. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Building on your sports betting. Now, I'm curious about your top 5 blackjack books. What do you recommend? Oh, wow. Off the top of my head, you got to get black belt and blackjack, Arnold Snyder's book, number 1. You have to get, I'll just pull them up. Why not? Let me just give you the gold. Why not? You want to get Kevin Blackwood's Play Blackjack Like the Pros, number 1. That one's good. Snyder's Black Belt and Blackjack is an excellent book. Let me pull them up because this is a great question. I have a ton of them, man. Blackjack Attack, playing the pros way. Don Schlesinger, number 1. That shows you all the odds and everything. That's my top. That's at my top of mine. So you want Blackjack Attack. You want Black Belt and Blackjack, Arnold Snyder's book. You want play blackjack like the pros. That's Blackwood's book. That's a good reference. Stanford Wong's book, Professional Blackjack by Stanford Wong. I have that one. And finally, oh yeah, Modern Blackjack. There it was. Volume 1. There you go. From Norm Wattenberger. Norm Wattenberger. There you go. Modern Blackjack. Modern Blackjack you want Schlesinger, you want Wong, you want Schneider, and you want Blackwood. You get those 5 in your system, and then you go and actually play. You're on your way. Then you're going to create your own secret sauce. Trust me. Or you could just have me train you. You could just have me train you. Fly into Vegas. We set that all up, and I train you. It's on whatever you want to do. Next up. Hi, Ace. Love the show. Thank you, Michael Profit. Okay, question, subscribers. Told to stay with your bets for 365. Guessing any good sports bettor would see many opportunities during that time. Would they have 2 different bankrolls, or is that not discussed? I'm not sure what the question is. I always say one bankroll. You want one bankroll. And if you're managing risk correctly, you're not putting out more than you should. So you shouldn't really have to separate it. Even when I do futures, I say it's from that same blank bankroll. The only separate bankroll I have is my gambling one, which is in my front pocket, what I have for entertainment that I don't even consider part of my accounts. Otherwise, everything comes out of that. Everything comes out of that. That's the business. That's the business. You got to protect it. You got to treat that like a business so it pays like a business. So my bankroll for sports betting, that's that. I look at it like a storefront. I really do. That's my store for today. Now, today we might lose money. Stores do that all the time. You have to pay your employee. You got to pay your electricity. You got to pay your rent. You got to pay your insurance. You got to pay for their insurance. Some days you're just not busy. But then here comes Friday night. Here comes Saturday night. We're going to make enough money to overcome all of that. Same thing with sports betting. It's a business. You treat it like a business. It pays like a business. But there's businesses that have down months. Here, I could pull up Google. I could pull up Tesla. I could pull up, name a company, Microsoft, Apple, the best companies in the world. And I could show you down days, down weeks, down months, and down years. Are they not profitable companies? Do we not want to be invested in them? But we need patience. We need patience because, like I said, you just pull anyone up. And what do you see? Oh, look, there's a losing year. There's negative years. Oh, look at Bitcoin coming right down to my line. How insane is that? How insane is that? I love it. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I've plotted this freaking line on my Bitcoin. Damn, that light's ruining it. Dude, I've plotted this perfectly. Holy shit. I have it exactly where it was going to bounce, exactly where it's coming down to. I want to tell you where it's coming down to right now. I'm just going to give it away. Fuck it. I love you guys. It's coming down to the 0.50 fib for sure. And you know what that 0.50 fib is? 50,000. 350. It's getting to that round number of 50,000. That's going to be make or break time for people. Think about it. They got in at that 75, 80,000, where it got to that top, that high 73,000. That's where they're going to be down 50% of their money. The ones that started buying then and thinking it's going to get to the moon, go to 100, go to 200,000. Those people are going to be down 50% on their money, on their investment, once it goes down to 50 grand. Then if they dump, they say, fuck it, I ain't staying in for this ride. We're looking at the next fib is down to 46. And that looks like the scene of the crime area around that 41,000. If it breaks that, Woo-hoo! Forget about it. Forget about it. As you know, Ace has a $40,000 short on Bitcoin as we speak. And the crazier part is, me and my girl actually bought some alts the other day, and we traded them back. We got out of them. But when everything dropped, yeah, boy, we sold. We sold. Wow, Bitcoin was down to 54,000 this morning, huh? 55,000, 54,000. Wow. Wow. Now back to 56. Keeps sucking people in. Keeps sucking people in, don't it? It's in that downsloping parallel channel, boy. Forget about it. All right. Well, I'm off on a tangent. So yeah, stick to that one bankroll. Stick to that one bankroll. All right. Next up. Next up. All right, let me answer some of these questions. Okay, would you consider a bet plus EV bet if the bet that has much better odds than the other sports books? Example, let's say 5 sports have got minus 145 bet, but DK is minus 110 for the same bet. Would hammering a bet at DK be dumb or consider plus EV? I would blast the minus 110. Sure. Sure. If I saw Pinnacle bet online have minus 145, Chris has 145, and DK, someone else has 110, I'm unloading. I'm unloading. That's plus EV all day, all day. Great question. That's what we're looking for. That's an inefficient line. Now, you can't guarantee yourself that that's going to win. Nobody can. There's a lot of randomness, but here's what you can guarantee. If you can do that, exactly that, over and over and over again, you're a mathematical certainty to turn a profit. That's it. That's the math. Great, great point. Okay. I placed a bet on Dimitrov and he lost 3-5 in first set and the matches walk over in the first set. What happens with my payout? Please answer me as soon as possible. And I do have right to sue them if they don't pay me for this. No. User HK9. It depends on the book's rules. Every sports book could have different rules. You got to be careful with that. That's why I only try to focus on the main books. And actually, I use agents, so it don't really matter. But you got to understand that each book's going to have their own rules. And a lot of times, those rules are set up, obviously, all the time to protect the book, not the player. So as far as how they're going to grade your bet, your tennis bet, I don't know. I'm not sure how that book grades when it's a walkover, like that. He loses the first set, but it doesn't continue. I'm not sure. Just like some books have certain rules, it's got to play 8 innings for a game or 7.5 innings, or a football game has to have 55 minutes for it to be considered complete. So a fight that's canceled has to happen within the same week, within the same month, within the same year. Each books have different rules. So I don't want to speak out of line and give you an answer without knowing for certain. If you tell me the book, I can look up their rules and answer that question. But without knowing the sports book, I just can't go out on a limb and tell you, because they will each answer it differently. All right. Dog friendly. I have a silly question, Mr. Gianni. There's no such thing as a silly question, my friend. No such thing. No such thing. I promise you that. All right. What percentage of your bankroll do you typically tie up when you find an arbitrage bet, and approximately how often do they become available? I tie up as much as I can because I know I'm at zero risk. With the same with the understanding that I'm going to have to bet the other side as well. So I get down as much as I can, knowing I could get down on both sides, and also without pissing each of the guys off. So whenever I see a no risk situation, I'm trying to get down as much as I can. That's always my goal, is when I see a spot like that. Because if I'm setting up a middle, or a scalp in a no loss situation, then my risk is zero. If my risk is zero, I'm willing to unload my capital for a gain. If the end result is going to be I break even or turn a profit, I'm unloading. I'm unloading. Now, if it's a middle and I can lose vig, then I limit it. Then it's limited, obviously, because I don't want to lose a ton of vig when I split. But otherwise, I'm looking to unload. I'm looking to get down as much as I can because, again, you don't find these opportunities all that often. So when you do, you got to bet them. But there's a difference between a scalp, which is scalping money lines where you can't lose, and when you're middling point spreads where you can lose money. That's where the difference comes in. Scalp as much as you could possibly get down because, again, you're either profiting or break even. Middles, be a little more conservative. Again, you're losing VIG, so you're losing 11 to 10, 4.5%. It looks like 10%, but it's not because you got to put up 100, 110 to win 100. So it's actually a 210. A complete amount is 210 being bet. That's why it's 4.5 is the hold and not 10% hold, even though we're laying 11 to win 10 because we're laying 11 on top of 200, not on top of 100 is how they look at it. Not to confuse anyone, going a little deeper in the woods, but that's the best way I could answer that. All right, Abraham Garcia. So if there's zero chance of losing in blackjack, why don't you do that all day, every day? Great question, Abraham. Great question, my friend. Man, I wish. If I could play blackjack all day, I would do nothing else. I would do 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's 40 hours. Remember, in 1 hour, I could play 200 hands if I find one-on-one with a dealer. So in 40 hours, I could play 8,000 hands, 8,000 bets. That takes me almost 3 years in sports to do. But I could do that in a week in blackjack, just 5 days, 8 hours a day, getting weekends off, getting nights off. I could just go there, have my coffee, take a break, have lunch on them because it'll be comp for the hours I'm putting in. It would be the best life. I could even stay there whenever I want, go to the spa because I'm putting in so much hours. Here's the problem, my man. They don't let you play when you win. If you go to Greek_gambler on Twitter or Greek_gambler on Instagram, you will see videos of me trying to play blackjack. And what happens is they throw you out. Remember, unlike poker, any other casino game that you beat, you will no longer be allowed to play. See, in poker, when you're great at poker, you get on Card Player Magazine, you get sponsors, you get all kind of, you on commercials, you get all kind of shit because you're not taking the casino's money. You're taking other players' money, and they don't care who wins the money as long as it's not theirs. They're taking money out of the pot. So they don't give two shits who's winning and who's losing. They're guaranteed money every time there's the deal. Blackjack's a little different. If you're a winning blackjack player, you're taking their money. You think they're going to let that happen? No, sir. No, sir. See, that's what people don't understand. And it's the same thing with sports. It's the same thing with sports. I got videos of that too. Unfortunately. It's just now I don't run on the properties anymore. When I was running and I was stationed on property, dude, I was getting kicked out left and right all the time. And limited all the time, for sure, limited. Like they'll give you 1,000 and then I'll go behind you and they'll say 200. And I'll be like, wait, you just gave them 1,000 limit, 200. They have the right to refuse service to anyone. They have the right to refuse limits to anyone. They have all the power here in Nevada that we don't even have lottery here. That's how much power they have. They don't even allow the state. The casinos have more power than the state does. Because remember, state's lottery is the state lottery. No. Not the casinos say, no, you can't compete against us. We don't want no competition. So that's why, Abraham Garcia, sir, I'm not able to do what I would love to do. And honestly, I wouldn't even have to put up my money. There's so many bankrolls that would be begging me to put their bankroll in play. I get asked all the time to work bankrolls. I don't even have to put up my own money. The problem is getting away with it and doing it and the hours and shit like that. So yeah, I really do hope, my man. I really do hope that I could do that. I wish I did. I would come here every day and report it. We'd have a great time and talk blackjack. But unfortunately, I can't, and that's why I'm still involved in the sports betting market. And luckily, it's been lucrative. It's been lucrative. Less ups and downs than blackjack. That's much I can promise you. Because even though I tell you, I know with certainty I'm a lock. They can't beat me. I'm going to win. I'm not going to win every session. I'm not going to win every trip. I'm not going to win every month. I know that. That's the randomness of being a gambler, the short-term randomness. It don't matter the game and the edge you have. You're going to have to learn to lose, regardless the game, regardless the edge. That's the number one reason most profitable gamblers never are profitable, meaning those that have the ability to win never do it. That's the reason why. That's the number one reason why. So I love the question, Abraham Garcia. I love the question. And it's with sports, the same thing. People are like, oh, why is he selling picks if he could win? Why don't he just bet? Really? Come hang out with me for a week and watch why I'm selling picks too. Watch that. Watch me trying to get paid. Watch me trying to get money down. Like this tennis stuff on the Bostat, that tournament. You think I could walk into the casino and bet the amount of money that I bet through bookmakers on that? I got these guys down. I got them 5,000 on the one, 4,000 on the other, and 4,000. So I got them down 13,000 on those three, minus the juice, let's say 15,000. To get 15,000 on those tennis matches in Las Vegas, I would have to go to about 25 to 30 books, to 25 to 30 different books. And while I was doing that, the line would be changing. So it would even be a waste of my time. That's the difficulty once you win, man. That's why the ones like myself that actually do this for real, there are a handful of us out there that are doing this for real, providing accounts, getting down, betting for these betting syndicates, betting our own stuff, having some influence on the market. We're all having the same problems. We're all looking for accounts, but good accounts. We're all hoping we could bet in the casinos because that's who guarantees our money. Dude, I would do nothing else, even though they're not interest-bearing accounts, and I'd have to let my money sit in a non-interest-bearing account. What sucks, still, that the fact that I guarantee my money would be reason enough, and that I could get so much more down. My percentage would be so much higher that I get from these groups. My pay, fuck. But again, it's a pipe dream, man. It's a pipe dream. Those days are over. They ain't letting that shit happen. There's no chance. So now we take what we can and we monetize it every possible way by sharing information, by partnering up with people like I'm doing with the Steam Room. That's it. Because unfortunately, books just don't want to win any action like casinos don't want advantage blackjack players. It's the story of my life, my man. Story of my life. Let me answer some of these questions that might have been Spanish. All right. All right. I see a conversation you guys are having about round robins. Listen, a round robin is a parlay. The only thing it does is instead of having to read off 10 parlays, it does it for you. Here's what I mean. Okay. Let's say I have 5 teams that I like. I like 5 teams today. Team A, Team B, Team C, Team D, Team E. So I got 5, A, B, C, D, E. 5 teams. Okay. Now I want to put in a round robin of twos. That means 2-team parlays. It's going to be 10 of them. And the only difference is that they're going to put it all on one ticket instead of 10 tickets. Because here's what you're doing. You're parlaying Team A with Team B, Team A with Team C, Team A with Team D, Team A with Team E. Then you're parlaying Team B with Team C, Team C with Team D, Team B with Team D, Team B with Team E. Then you're parlaying Team C with Team D, Team C with Team E. Then you're parlaying Team C with Team D with Team E. All it is a bunch of this 2-team parlays in every combination. It's just a way for the book to put it all in one ticket and not have to write out 10 different parlays. You could do it in 3s, in 4s, in 5s. It depends how many teams you have on your ticket. They're still parlays. You still have to place them at the same property at the same time. What are the odds that that's going to be the most optimum time to place your bet on all 5 of those? That 10 minutes ago at a different property, one bet wasn't a half a point better or 15 cents better, 2 cents better, 5 cents better. Come on. Come on. Let's be honest. That's the problem. It's like working options in stock market. It's looking for a cheaper way to get down. I understand it. I do. I get it. But what you have to do is realize that you're parlaying. You're still parlaying. It's not like you're doing anything different. So, yeah, be careful with that. The round robins. Again, they're fun, but they're gambling just like anything else. That's a parlay. That's where the books make all their money. There's no difference between a round robin and a parlay. A round robin is a parlay. So yeah, be careful thinking differently with those. I think that's going to do it for today. I'll be back on Tuesday. You guys have a great day. Enjoy the games.